What is meeting facilitation?
Meeting facilitation is the deliberate design and guidance of a discussion so the group stays focused, participates well, and leaves with clear outcomes.
What is the most important thing to define before a meeting?
Define the outcome, what decision, alignment, or next step the group should achieve by the end.
Why should every meeting have an agenda?
An agenda sets expectations, keeps the discussion on track, and helps participants prepare meaningful input in advance.
What makes an agenda effective?
A strong agenda names the goal, lists topics in order, assigns time boxes, and clarifies who owns each section.
What is the role of a facilitator?
The facilitator manages the process of the meeting, not the content alone. They guide flow, participation, and decisions.
Why is a meeting brief useful?
A brief gives participants context before the meeting so more time can be spent deciding and solving rather than catching up.
What is a time box?
A time box is a fixed amount of time assigned to a topic to prevent drift and keep the group moving.
Why should you start with the decision to be made?
Naming the decision early helps people focus their comments on what the group actually needs to resolve.
What is a parking lot in facilitation?
A parking lot is a list of important side topics that should be captured but handled later so they do not derail the current agenda.
How do you encourage quieter participants to contribute?
Invite them in with specific prompts, allow written input first, and create space before louder voices dominate.
How do you handle someone who talks too much in a meeting?
Acknowledge the contribution, summarize it, and redirect with a question like, "Let's hear from someone who sees it differently."
Why are meeting norms important?
Norms create shared expectations around turn-taking, focus, device use, and how disagreement will be handled.
What is a round-robin facilitation technique?
Round-robin means giving each participant a brief turn to respond so everyone has a chance to contribute.
What is dot voting?
Dot voting is a quick prioritization method where participants allocate a limited number of votes across options.
Why should facilitators summarize often?
Frequent summaries reduce confusion, confirm shared understanding, and make it easier to spot disagreement early.
What is a decision log?
A decision log is a record of what was decided, why, and who owns the next actions.
What is a race I check useful for in meetings?
It clarifies who is responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed so work does not stall after the meeting.
What should happen in the last 5 minutes of a meeting?
Review decisions, confirm owners and deadlines, and restate the immediate next steps.
Why are action items often missed?
Action items fail when owners, deadlines, or success criteria are vague.
What is asynchronous pre-work?
Asynchronous pre-work means participants review context or add input before the meeting so live time can focus on synthesis and decisions.
How do you facilitate conflict productively in a meeting?
Name the tension, refocus on the shared goal, separate facts from opinions, and ask what evidence or assumptions need testing.
What is facilitation neutrality?
Neutrality means the facilitator protects the process fairly, even if they have a viewpoint on the content.
How can visuals improve facilitation?
Visuals like agendas, decision trees, and shared notes reduce ambiguity and help the group stay aligned.
What is a retrospective question after a meeting?
What helped this meeting work, and what should we change next time?
What makes a meeting worth having at all?
A meeting is worth having when live interaction will create better alignment, speed, or decision quality than async communication alone.
What is a facilitation opener?
A short start of meeting frame that reminds people of the purpose, agenda, and expected result.
Why should facilitators restate ground rules?
Restating them early reduces ambiguity and makes it easier to intervene when the discussion drifts.
What is stack management in facilitation?
It is keeping track of who wants to speak next so airtime feels fair and predictable.
How do you recover when a meeting loses focus?
Pause, summarize where the conversation drifted, and redirect the group to the original outcome.
What is a decision owner?
The decision owner is the person accountable for making or finalizing a choice once input has been gathered.
Why does pre-reading improve meetings?
It shifts factual updates out of live time so the group can spend more time on judgment, trade-offs, and decisions.
What is the role of a note-taker in facilitated meetings?
They capture decisions, action items, open questions, and context so follow-through is easier.
How can a facilitator make disagreements safer?
By normalizing dissent, separating ideas from people, and inviting evidence instead of personal attacks.
What is a useful prompt when energy is low?
What is the most important thing we need to resolve before we leave this room?
What is a check-in question?
A short opening prompt that gets everyone participating early, such as what outcome matters most to you today.
What is a checkout question?
A closing prompt that surfaces final concerns or commitments, such as what are you leaving with?
Why do meetings need explicit owners?
Because shared understanding without ownership often leads to no action after the meeting ends.
What is agenda drift?
Agenda drift happens when the meeting spends too much time on issues that do not serve the stated purpose.
How can facilitators use time warnings well?
Give clear signals like 2 minutes left on this topic so the group can tighten discussion intentionally.
What is a decision criterion?
A decision criterion is a standard the group agrees to use when comparing options, such as speed, cost, or customer impact.
What is the benefit of writing the question on screen?
A visible question keeps everyone anchored on the same problem and reduces side conversations.
How should a facilitator handle repetition?
Acknowledge the repeated point, capture it once, and move the group to what remains unresolved.
What is facilitation by synthesis?
It is the practice of combining multiple comments into a clear summary that moves the conversation forward.
What is a good intervention for dominance?
Let's pause there and hear from two people we haven't heard from yet.
What is a silent brainstorm?
A short period where participants write ideas individually before discussing them, reducing anchoring and louder voice bias.
Why can voting be helpful?
Voting helps a group surface preferences quickly when many options are on the table.
When is consensus not the goal?
When speed, accountability, or role clarity matter more than full agreement from every participant.
What is the facilitator's closing responsibility?
Ensure the meeting ends with a clear summary, named owners, and visible next steps.